Hi members, I'm Sam, I'm joined by Eric and Nathan, and we're down here on Clearwater Bay's Academy course, and we just wanted to run through the course, give you an introduction to show you the facilities that we have down here and a little bit about the course. So it's a 6-hole par 3 course. We've got 3 short game areas up at the top for your putting, chipping and pitching. We've got 2 warm-up nets, 2 simulators indoor, and we also have a couple more short game areas more for putting and small chipping. So we're going to run through a little bit about how to play the course and show you what we have to offer down here. Okay, so we're here on hole number 1. A couple of things to note before we get started is that actually the greens and all the tees are made of actually AstroTurf, so none of the greens or the tees here are grass. The advantage to this is that we can play all year round on the surface. We get no divots and no pitch marks, which is often a disadvantage that you get for many par 3 courses. The second thing to note is that actually when we play here, we've got 3 tee locations on all 6 holes. So we have gold, silver and bronze playing different yardages. So Eric, maybe you want to talk us through about how you can use the different tee locations to help improve your game.
Yeah, a lot of people would think we play different tees according to playing different playing levels, but to me it's more about which part of the game you want to practice.
Okay.
For me, we practice wedge games and we try to dial in to different distance with different clubs. So this is actually a very good chance with different tees, different distance, even different pin position that we can try to dial in with our distance control.
Okay, perfect. So you can either play more of a full shot, or if you want to concentrate more on your wedges, go forward or mix it up a little bit. Okay, so maybe why don't you talk us through about this shot here on the gold tee on hole 1?
Hole 1, gold tee, 122 yards. Because of the first tee, a bit of nerves. I'm not trying to hit a full shot. I'll try to use an 8-iron, try to punch it down.
Okay.
Get the ball anywhere on the green. I'll be happy to 2-putt and get a par on the first hole.
Okay, and on this one, is there anywhere you want to aim or not miss, try to avoid?
Well, we always prefer the left side because the bank is pretty useful sometimes. Even if we miss it to left, the ball will bounce it back to the green or to the edge of the green, then we can still got a good chance to save the par.
Okay, nice. So let's see what you've got.
All right. Then. Thank you.
That's okay. It's not gone right anyway.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll wander up and see what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, Eric, so you're safely aboard the green on hole 1.
Yes.
Actually, pretty good shot, maybe about 15 feet or so. As we mentioned on the tee, we said that the greens are all artificial.
Yep.
Maybe why don't you talk to us a little bit about how that plays an effect on when you're putting or chipping?
Well, basically, what I think AstroTurf is pretty reactive to chips and pitches.
Okay.
But for putting, it's very fast.
Okay.
If you ever really want to try to have a feeling putting like in Augusta National, maybe that's the place you want.
Okay, so you've got a little downhill one here, not much, but a little bit. So it's
Thanks for telling me that it's downhill. I need to hit it a little bit softer. To me, it's downhill, a little bit left to right, but I'll just try to get the pace right.
Okay, sure.
2-putt from here and get out with a par. Using a shot to stroke. Oh, look at how fast it goes. I'm happy with that.
Okay, not bad. So you tap that one in and we'll move on to number 2 and see what that has to offer.
Hello, we are now on hole 2 of the Academy course, measuring 107 yards on the silver tee. Nathan going to hit a shot from here, and this is not the easiest hole on the 6-hole course.
No, it's
right?
probably the most difficult hole we have here on the Academy course, mainly because of the ravine we have between the tee box and the putting green, and also because of 2 other things. The wind also blows off the left side here to the right mainly, and because of the elevation is so much down.
Yeah, when you talk about the elevation, how many yards would you take off from your normal distance?
For this one, I'm taking about 10 to 15 yards off on the hole number 2.
Okay, let's see how you do it.
All right.
Nathan, what a good shot here on hole 2. But on this hole, I noticed a lot of players actually miss their ball back right of the green, which is a very tough spot to chip from. You going to show us?
Yes.
Let's throw a ball there.
Okay, so here we are behind the 2nd hole where a lot of people finish. I'm going to give you 2 options how to play this shot from here. One club I have a lob wedge, the other club I have a pitching wedge. Okay, so lob wedge first. We're going to try to fly this one up in the air a little bit, land it on the fringe and then trickle out towards the orange cone. The other method is a chip and roll shot along the ground, or some people would actually use a putter from here, which is fine too.
You almost hold it, huh? So Nathan, which shot would you prefer actually from this line?
Well, it's all up to the individual person. Whichever one you feel most confident and comfortable doing is the shot that you should hit. There's no best one. It's a personal preference.
Depends how you practice, right?
Sure.
All right, let's go to hole 3 then.
Okay, so here we are at hole number 3. The gold tee is actually the longest hole on the golf course at 150 yards, but you can see that the bronze tee is almost 50 yards less. So Sam, what kind of clubs are you going to use for these different distance shots on this hole?
So as you said, the gold tee on this one is the longest hole, so 150. It does play again like hole 2, really severely downhill, so it almost is 1 if not 2 clubs shorter. So depending on the wind direction, the longest club I'd ever take would be a 7 iron, but normally I'm hitting a 9 iron up there. So today with the wind, I'm going to take a 9 and a pitching wedge up to the top, and then I'm going to come back down and from the bronze tee show you again a little bit of a shorter option as well.
Okay, let's go up and play. So here we are, we come up to the gold tee now, and this has spectacular views of the whole Academy course, the seaside and the country club. Sam, what are your thoughts on playing this hole?
So as we said down there, elevation is the biggest factor really. The other thing that you can't always feel is the tee box is actually surrounded by the mound. So as we said on hole 2, the prevailing wind, well, as I play in the opposite way, for this hole is off the right. You often can't feel it, so actually you often need to aim way out to the right more than you'd think. The other thing that really, really is important on this hole, and not just this one, but all holes on the Academy course, is safety. So you can actually see when you finish this hole, a lot of people tend to hit their balls left on the wind, and people tend to be in danger. So when you are here, whether it's this hole or another, really make sure that everyone is safe and out the way before you hit, or if you do happen to hit it offline, make sure you shout 4. But in regards to the actual shot, I'm going to aim a little bit out to the right. We said it's 150, I'm moving down to a 9, there's not too much wind today, and I'm going to try and send it out that way and see if it can come in nicely.
Okay, so here we are on the bronze tee on hole number 3, and this is a really good hole. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an experienced player, you can both finish up in the same kind of area, and the reason why, Sam, is?
Okay, so as you said, again, downhill this one, so as an experienced player, if you want to work on your wedge shots, you can play a normal wedge shot. So here I'm going to hit 58, it's only 103 yards from here, so that should be about right, factoring in the downhill. So you can see you can hit a normal shot, or if you're a beginner or a younger kid just starting at the game, even if you were to hit a ball that rolls along the floor, the ball actually has a good chance of ending up somewhere on the green, or if not, somewhere close. So if I get one rolling down there, you'll see how that can work as well. So I just chip one there with a 9 iron, the ball's going to land down the slope, and you'll see it's going to end up somewhere near the green.
One big thing that Sam mentioned on this hole is safety. Now also, if you are playing hole number 1 from the gold tee, you cannot see anybody here on the putting green on hole 3. So you have to make sure to yell 4 when you're hitting on hole number 1 and you hit to the right. Other safety measures on this hole, Eric?
Yeah, remember we try to have fun on this course, but more importantly, we need to play safe. And we also have a fence on hole 4 to protect the players from the silver tee. And this is how we should play the course. Safety first.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Nathan. So that concludes part 1 to the Academy course, and we'll see you next time for holes 4, 5 and 6 for part 2.